Advantage Broadcasting. Move ahead.
Welcome back to Philly Chevy Giant. It's Gordon Chevrolet on the Boulevard and Bustleton right here in the great Northeast. Greg Hennis alongside Steve Silverio. Steve, this is prime time. And what do we mean by prime time? It is the end of the month, and it's time to talk about just doing the deal.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Philadelphia, just do the deal.
And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? This is the time. Steve, the month of October started off like gangbusters, and it's been really strong ever since. And right now at Philly Chevy Giant, we are into the last full week of the month. Now, granted, the month will end on the 31st, which is a Monday, but the last full week of the month is right now. So you have till Saturday. So the question I have for you is, what are we going to do between now and the close of business Saturday here at Philly Chevy Giant? It's Gordon Chevrolet, and after all, you are known for just doing the deal.
Just do the deal, Philadelphia.
So what are we going to do, Steve?
Okay, here we go. We're going to continue on our credit amnesty that we've been very successful with, helping people get back on the road to recovery with our banks. Second thing is trade amnesty, which has been hugely successful on getting people out of their cars no matter what they owe. And we've got a new lineup now on the new cars. We've got right now, and I think for whatever reason, General Motors has shipped me 550 new cars on this lot as we speak. I had to rent a lot up the road to put all the new cars.
Why so many?
I don't know. There's no rhyme or reason. We said we wanted a few extra because sales have been moving along so good this year. And I've got 550 with another 325 coming.
Steve, that's going to be like almost 800 brand new Chevrolets.
800 brand new Chevrolets. So if I don't have the car that you want,
they don't make it.
They don't make it. I've got every car you can think of. So what I was thinking before you got here, what do I do? We've been running the 12 months worth of payments. That's been very good. But where's the last gangbuster deal that we did on new cars that really exceeded our expectation?
Well, I got to tell you, one of the things that people always talk about is that sale with a penny.
And that's exactly what I'm going back to.
Ooh.
From now until the end of the month on Saturday night, we're going to do 1 penny over invoice, and that's backed by popular demand. We sold 80, 87, almost 90 cars that week, new cars only.
Wow.
That week we ran that penny over invoice.
Now, is that on just a brand new, say, 2016 brand new Chevrolet?
Actually, it's on 2017s. I've got more 17s right now than I do 16s.
So what you're saying is if they come in between now and the close of business this Saturday, October 29th, if it's a brand new Chevrolet, if it's a 17 or perhaps a leftover 16, every one of them qualifies for 1 penny over the invoice. Now, Steve, people are going to hear you talking about this penny over the invoice, and they're going to probably say to you, hey, Steve, what's the catch?
There's no catch on it. It's 1 penny over factory invoice, line what we call line 310, which is the dealer invoice, at 1 penny over. And right now on 16s, they've got up to 20% off below the 1 penny. You've also got rebates on 17s that you're entitled to besides the 1 penny. So you could typically do 1 penny over invoice. Let's say the car invoiced at $25,000. Let's say 1 penny over $25,000, 1 cent, and it had $5,000 in rebates. You'd pay $20,000 for that car. It's $5,000 less.
Wow, that is huge. Now, how do you make that work here at Philly Chevy Giant? I mean, you got to sell a lot of brand new Chevrolets at a penny over invoice to keep the lights on.
Well, at this point, and I think anybody would agree, in business, going into the months we're going into, to have this many automobiles, I just want to get rid of them. I don't care what I make. Just make me an offer, 1 penny over invoice, line 310, whatever anybody's doing, there's no question. We're going to roll the cars. I got Kevin's commitment on it. We're just going to move the car. I don't want to sit with these cars and start moving them around January 1.
Tougher time then.
Tougher time. You're getting into the winter here, and I want these cars out of here. So we're going to start this month. By the end of October, I expect to move 150 to 200 new Chevys out of this store.
And if they come in between now and the close of business Saturday, every one of them, regardless if it's an $80,000 Chevrolet or a lower model Chevrolet, it doesn't matter. They are all 1 penny, right, Steve? 1 penny over line 310 of the factory invoice. Is this a fair statement to say? Nothing held back?
Nothing held back. We've got Chevrolet starting out when you get into the Spark at $14,000, and we've got them all the way up to the Z06 at $90,000.
So every brand new one, 1 penny over the invoice.
Penny over factory invoice, line 310.
Now, I could see the people in Philadelphia. I could see the people in New Jersey, in Delaware, in the Lehigh Valley. They're saying to themselves, okay, he's talking about a brand new Chevrolet and getting it at 1 penny over the factory invoice. However, I'm in the market for a pre-owned automobile. So number one, Steve, what kind of inventory do you have when it comes to pre-owned automobiles here at Philly Chevy Giant Gordon Chevrolet?
Well, if you go online and check us out, you'll see we have 230 to 240 used vehicles, pre-owned. And we're going to do something for the pre-owned folks out there.
Different.
Here's what we're going to do. A $3,000 check back to the customer.
Check? For buying a car? Whoa, a check. He's listening here.
Okay, I'm all in with the penny over invoice. You guys we talked about this, right? I'm okay making no money. We're going to start giving out money?
Well, here's what's going to happen. If you do 150 new cars, you're going to take in probably 75 to 100 trades.
Yeah.
All right? You've got a lot of trades now. These books are starting to change immediately. We got to get rid of these used cars along with the new. What better way to do it is to give somebody $3,000. They can take that money and buy Christmas gifts coming up. They can take care of Thanksgiving. They can pay down debt. They can use that money with whatever they would like to see.
Kevin, $3,000 included with the purchase of a pre-owned automobile. What do you think?
Well, I thought we were kind of over this at this point, but I'm back to squirming a little bit here. I know that we definitely have way too many new cars. I mean, there's over 500 cars on the lot, so 1 penny over invoice, no problem. $3,000 cash back, it's making me a little queasy. I mean, you're in charge.
Used cars going into these November, December months either. You don't want to move them around for the winter.
I agree with you. I mean, they're harder to get rid of, so we need to move them out. I understand that.
Because you're going to take a lot of new used cars in against the new cars. Because understand something, when you're doing trade amnesty,
right,
you're taking in cars for a tremendous amount of money to get people out of them.
That's true.
All right? So you're going to take in an exceptional amount of trades compared to most other dealers in town. So you got to be prepared to have somewhere to go with them. So again, it works in conjunction with very nicely with the penny over and the $3,000, so we've got inventory for everybody, because not everybody can afford a new car, Kev.
Well, I'll tell you what, I mean, I understand that if we hold on to these used cars going into the winter, eventually we're going to have to get rid of them. We might take a loss on them at the auction. I guess it does make more sense to me to give somebody a good deal than for us to take a beating on it down the road a little bit. So, I mean, I'll follow your lead on this. Like, again, you surprised me a little bit with this one, made me a little nervous, but okay. I guess we're giving away $3,000 with used vehicles this month.
So that's what you call 3,000 great reasons to come to Gordon Chevrolet. I got to ask you guys both a question though. Steve, there are people that come in, you know, we're talking about trades and that are upside down and things like that. That $3,000, if somebody is upside down, doesn't that help them get right side up and make a big difference?
As Kevin was talking, I was just thinking of this. This is also, see, on the new cars, we got rebates to help people out of negative equity.
Which is flips them up.
It flips them right side up. We got $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. If they're 10 grand buried, 11 grand buried, I got $5,000 or $6,000 that I can put towards that to get the bank convinced on the car. Now, when we try to put them into that new car, and they really qualify for a used because of income restrictions, payments are too high. Now we got $3,000 that can do almost virtually the same thing on a used car, and give them the $3,000 to pay off their trade. If they owe more money, they can apply that money down. So it works real well, Greg.
And it also helps, Kevin. Think about this. I know you're on the fence, but think about it. You're a parent, right?
I am.
The Christmas season sometimes, which is knocking on our door,
getting close.
The holiday season, that could be a challenging time for folks to come up with the money to do their holiday shopping.
I can understand that. My daughter was 3. She wants everything. She thinks Daddy goes to work to buy her a horse. So I understand that, you know, it might be a pinch for a lot of people.
So that $3,000, Kevin, think about it as a parent. That $3,000 cash back to the customer, included with every single pre-owned automobile, that is the difference between having a holiday
Absolutely.
and not having a holiday. Wouldn't you agree, Steve?
I would agree 100%, yes.
Certainly not as.
What do you think of that, Kevin? I mean,
certainly not as good a holiday as you could have with an extra $3,000 in your pockets. I understand. Again, makes me a little bit nervous, but I'm with you. I mean, let's just do the deal like we always do. I'll tell you what, I got a deal. I jumped over and left here. I'm going to walk around, but I got to get back to work.
now, Steve, if somebody comes in and wants a pre-owned automobile, it's every one of those, right, that qualify for the $3,000.
No matter which car they pick out there that's for sale retail, it qualifies.
In addition to that, if somebody would like to take that $3,000 and perhaps they have a situation where they want to take part of it to pay down some debt, regular debt that has nothing to do with the car, can they use the money for that?
Their check. I'll write them a check. They do what they want with the money. The check's in their name.
So it doesn't matter what they do with it.
I don't care what they do with it.
Pay down debt.
Put their kid in school.
What if they want to take a vacation?
Take a vacation.
Take an extended holiday excursion.
No problem.
It's their money, do with whatever they want, no questions asked, and it's included with every single pre-owned automobile, $3,000 cash back.
Say in the car business, no strings attached.
Say it again.
No strings attached, Philly.
So, Steve, let me ask you this way. When it comes to getting a pre-owned automobile, when it comes to getting $3,000 cash back included with every single pre-owned automobile purchase, what does Steve say to the folks at home?
Philadelphia, just do the deal. Just do the deal.
Sorry about that. We got a serious issue going on. We have a SEPTA worker. His name is Mr. Smalls. He has a serious situation. He bought a vehicle not from you, but from another lot, and he's flipped. He owes about $20,000 on his vehicle, but we appraised it for $5,000. He really needs a vehicle.
Smokes.
Yep.
He's $15,000 upside down.
Correct.
He's been on his job a long time.
Yes.
Makes pretty good money.
Very hard worker. Makes
All
good
right.
money.
What's hurting him, he's got a low FICO.
Yeah.
He's got a low FICO score. It's hurting him a little bit. Reggie, what did the bank say the first time around on this? Is the advance a little too much? I guess the advance was too much. $15,000 upside down, no cash down.
Normally that would be a little bit too much.
Yeah.
$15,000 is a lot. Do you have any cash?
He has zero money down.
Okay. He's looking at a new vehicle?
Yes.
Here's what I suggest. Here's what we're going to do.
Okay.
I'm going to put whatever I got to put on the trade to make that deal, but I'd like the bank to participate in giving us a little bit more advance.
Okay.
We'll take the dealer cash, we'll put it against this deal.
Okay.
Let Reggie, which does a hell of a job with it, let him call the bank, and let's get the more advance. And if I'll go behind Reggie, but I guarantee you we're going to have a deal here, and there's how much I guarantee it.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you right now. You know what you do?
What's that?
You just do the deal, Bobby. Just do the deal.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is on. It is on. It is on. It is on right now through the close of business Saturday. If you're just joining us, Steve, you're really switching things up between now and the close of business Saturday, October 29th, the final Saturday in the month of October, in the last week of the sales month of October. Number one, every brand new Chevrolet car and truck, you are switching it up for this week and this week only if it's here on the ground. And by the way, am I correct? You said over 500 and eventually you're going to have 900?
We're going to have 800 to 850 units on this ground by the time Christmas rolls around in that week of December when General Motors shuts down for 2 weeks for production.
So in order to sell them, you've got to put together your most aggressive promotion. Is this your most aggressive new car promotion?
This is going to be the most aggressive I have until the end of the year, this one right here. And, you know, I also want to say, the last sale that we did, we sold as many cars in New Jersey
Really?
as we did here. The commercial that you're doing for us is reaching out to as far as Atlantic City. I got people driving in from Millville, Vineland, Toms River,
Wow.
Atlantic City,
Wow.
Camden, Trenton. So I'm going to say this one time also for the people in New Jersey. New Jersey, just do the deal.
Steve, I know the folks in the Lehigh Valley, they love you too. What do you say to those folks?
Lehigh Valley, come on down and let's just do the deal.
I know Kevin actually comes from the Lehigh Valley, so he knows, you know, he goes into the stores and people recognize him as the guy that's always a little squeamish.
Yeah, he's a little squeamish on all the deals. Yeah. He's the one that has to sit here and figure it all out, what I do. I mean, you know, so he has to figure it all out. And it doesn't become easy.
So, ladies and gentlemen, here's the deal. Now, Steve, when you talk about the penny over invoice. You're still talking about, in conjunction with the penny over invoice, trade amnesty and credit amnesty?
Credit amnesty, yes, all of them.
So it's really 3 things they're getting.
3 things.
That's amazing. Now, when it comes to a pre-owned automobile, it's not just one automobile that qualifies. It's not just 2. It's every single pre-owned automobile. They're going to get the $3,000 cash back included with the purchase. Am I correct?
If it's retailable at this store, it's in the sale.
Wow. I noticed there was no asterisk.
There's no asterisks.
Why are you making it on every vehicle? Why, Steve? Some guys would just say, select vehicles only to make it easy.
Well, I look all over the website constantly. I'm looking at everybody's pricing and what they do, and then there's a lot of disclosures. There's 2 at this price, there's 3 at that price, or you can't take this one because it was manufactured on Tuesday instead of Wednesday. I just make it easy. That stuff's too complicated to keep track of. So we just do it on every vehicle. So there's no question when a guy comes to the desk, it's on every car we sell.
So if somebody comes in and wants a pre-owned automobile, they go up to their salesperson and say, this is the one I want. When they come back here to talk to Kevin to put the deal together, the salesperson and Kevin are going to automatically know that they're going to get, included with the pre-owned automobile purchase, $3,000, which is going to go a long way if you're upside down to getting your right side up. It's going to go a long way if you are behind in some bills to getting your right side up with those. It's going to go a long way to the upcoming holiday season, getting the shopping, whether it be Thanksgiving, whether it be the Hanukkah season, the Christmas season. That $3,000 included with a pre-owned automobile, Steve, is really a big, big difference. It's what you call the difference maker. Just like the penny over the invoice on the brand new Chevrolets, that is the difference maker too. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely, and I'm going to tell you this too, and it's not just because it's my store and I'm here. I'm going to tell you something. I've had numerous people come up to me and tell me that your staff, in dealing with your staff, was as good as I ever dealt with anybody. They make it easy. They sit with you. They go over the whole deal until they can get the bank to do the deal that the customer wants. We work the heck out of it. Sometimes it takes us 2-3 hours to get these deals done with the bank. And it isn't always you want to sit there, but if you want the deal, and this is what you can afford, we're going to go fight that bank. And if it takes 2 hours, 3 hours, we're going to take that time to get the deal done for you.
Now, it is a constant thing that you are always involved when somebody runs into that roadblock. Somebody says, we can't go any further, can't make it happen, can't be done, and the management comes to you and tells you of that. You instantly pick up the phone and go to work all over again, don't you?
You're exactly right. Whatever I got to jump in, talk to the manufacturer, talk to the banks, we're going to get that deal hung. Just do the deal.
Okay, Steve, so I have a young first-time buyer over at my desk, don't have any credit, a 0 score, no credit cards, no nothing. So the banks are making it very hard for her to get her first car with no money down, Steve.
You got a trade?
She does have a trade, Steve. It was her first
Much on
car.
it?
Of course, Steve.
Yeah, she does. And she's got a real low FICO. She's got a 427 FICO.
That's toughy.
But you know something? She's been making her payments to this lot. Looks like a used car lot somewhere around town here. Over here, I think in the Mayfair area. She's made all her payments. We can verify those payments. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Watch this one. She has an 02 Malibu. And she owes $13,400 on her 02 Malibu.
Ooh.
Got a
Steve,
car.
how are you going to make this happen?
If I looked at the car in the book, it's got 147,000 miles on it. That car might be worth $1,000 to $1,500. We're going to have to get a selection, get some cars with the bonus tags with at least $6,000-7,000 off. We can put that into the car. So now you got, if I went to $2,000 on the car and you put 6 or 7, that's 9. The bank's only got to carry now an extra $4,000 or $5,000. We can get her out of that car. And as long as she can be flexible on payments and at least come up with a small amount of money, I can get her in a brand new car today of her choice right now.
Wow, what do you think of that?
I think she'll be happy. I will too, Steve.
Exactly. You made the sale, right? All right.
What does Steve say?
Just do the deal, Philadelphia. Just do the deal.
Now, Steve, you have been in the car business for a very long time. How unusual is it to have two what I call home run promotions on the table at once. One for the new car side and one for the pre-owned side. How unusual is it to have your two top guns on the table at the same time, new car buyers or used car buyers, depending on which promotion you want?
Well, the first thing it tells you is that I'm serious this month about selling cars new and used. I'm here to sell anything and everything that we can and get somebody down the road in a new or pre-owned automobile. That's what it tells me.
And what about your inventory? Would you say that right now on the ground,
Highest it's been.
the biggest?
No question.
So the best selection ever?
Best selection ever. I've got every single car, the color that they make.
It seems to me that you told me one time, Steve, when there's inventory, that's when the deals come. When you've got too many of one thing or too many of the whole thing, that's when the deals come. Am I right?
You're 100% right, because keep in mind, these cars that we have out here, and right now I've got $10 million to $12 million in new car inventory. That's dollars.
That's deep. That is deep.
It's deep, and I've got another $3 million in pre-owned.
That is really deep.
Right? So you're looking at $15 million.
Wow.
I pay interest on that. It costs me X amount of dollars per car.
That's why Steve needs to keep just doing the
I
deals.
just need to keep doing the deal and getting those cars out of here for the winter. Just do the deal.
Now, here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. If you're just joining us, listen real close to what we are about to say. Steve, every single brand new Chevrolet, right? You have 500 plus on the ground, another 300 plus in transit. Am I correct so far?
Absolutely.
And every one of them, whether they are going to be here by the time they see the program, or they've been here, or if it's a 16 or 17, as long as it's a brand new Chevrolet, they all have one thing in common. Is that part correct?
Yes.
And that is 1 penny. Yes, folks, 1 penny. There is something in life that you still can get for 1 penny. And this one is 1 penny over the factory invoice, line number 310. Every brand new Chevrolet, car, truck, SUV, they all qualify with nothing, the big goose egg, held back.
Yes, absolutely.
Trade amnesty.
You got it.
Credit amnesty.
You got that too.
Now, pre-owned automobiles. Now, Steve, if you want to stop it and you want to change your mind, I'm sure Kevin would stop sweating, okay? But if not, if you do want to continue, this is the time to say we're going to do it or we're not going to do it. $3,000 cash back to the customer, included with every single pre-owned automobile on the lot that is available for retail sale with nothing, and we mean nothing held back. $3,000 cash back. Are you sure, Steve, that you just want to do the deal between now and the close of business Saturday on every pre-owned automobile with $3,000 cash back to the customer? I mean, think about this. You could do $1,000. That's nice.
Could do 1,500 is not bad.
Yeah, and even 2 Gs.
2 Gs. That's not bad.
2,500 would be sweet. But $3,000,
$3,000.
that's over the top.
That's over the top, and guess what? We're going to do it. I didn't have to take 2 minutes to think about it. It took 2 seconds. We're going to do the deal on the $3,000, plus we're going to do the 1 penny over on the new.
And still the trade amnesty and still the credit amnesty.
And the credit amnesty on both vehicles. That's new and used.
Now listen closely, folks. There's no asterisks on this vehicle qualifies and that one doesn't qualify. It's every single. So, brand new vehicles, find the one you want, take your pick, get here, and you're going to pay 1 penny over line 310 of the factory invoice. A pre-owned automobile, over 300 in stock, right, Steve?
Yeah, absolutely.
And guess what, folks? If it's on the lot and available for retail sale, get ready, because when it's all said and done, 2 things are going to happen. Number 1, Steve's going to look at you and say those magic words.
Just do the deal, Philly.
And then the fun part comes. Not 1,000, not 2,000, not 2,500, but $3,000. Steve, can you say that number real loud?
$3,000, Philly. Come on down.
And what can they do with that money, Steve, once you write them the check? What can they do with it? Is there any restriction on what they can do with the $3,000 cash back to the customer?
Here's what I think they should do with it. And this is just my humble opinion, folks. I've been now selling cars for 4 years and some months in Philadelphia. We've sold the better part of almost 8,000 cars in 4 years. I think that every person, if they see it in their heart and they get that $3,000, should get me something out of that. Maybe get me a nice gift. Maybe buy me lunch or do something. After all the discounts and the money that we've given away and all the trades I've overappraised, the half of them I still got in the backyard that I got to get rid of by the end of the year. I think you should do something nice for Uncle Steve.
Seriously, Steve, what would you do? You know, what would you tell folks they can do with the money? Is there something that you would encourage them to do? Or is each situation different?
Each situation is different. Some people have a tremendous amount of debt and they just want to make their payments. There may be a daughter with a car out there that maybe she may be behind a payment or two, and they want to make sure she gets whole for Christmas, so her and the grandkids have a car to ride around with for Christmas. There's a number of different reasons why you need the money. Some people just want the money, put it in the checkbook, and hey, keep it for shopping.
They could do that. And
a mortgage.
If somebody wants to reduce the amount of the payment, they can do that by taking that $3,000.
Put that money down, and if your payment, keep in mind on a lease, it's $30 per thousand, so $3,000 down drops your lease payment by $90. You can use it for that.
A lot of ways you can split that $3,000.
Exactly right. On a regular buy, it's $20 per thousand. That'll reduce your payment now from, say, if it was $380 down to $320.
That's a big difference.
Yeah, you can do that with it. You can pay off your trade if you owe too much. Pay off your trade. I mean, you can do a lot of things. You can do whatever you want with the money. Put it in your pocket.
You do something practical, something special, but the bottom line is, isn't this a great problem to have an extra $3,000 cash back coming your way? Kevin, I know you would enjoy the $3,000, right?
I would love to have an extra $3,000, Steve. That would be very nice.
Hey, listen, we do X amount of cars out here this month. I may get you one of those checks too, Kev.
Reggie, wouldn't you like to have an extra $3,000?
I would love to have $3,000, Steve.
and now, Reggie, the folks at home are watching real quick. We haven't picked on you too much, but wouldn't you like to help people get into a vehicle if they've been turned down elsewhere? Wouldn't you like to work really hard for them to see that they, A, get the car, and B, get the check?
Of course. That's a great feeling, helping people out that can't go anywhere else and get cars, and they can come here and we get that satisfied feeling that we actually help people out.
And does Steve really look at people and say, just do the deal?
He does. Every day. Walks along, just picks up and starts talking.
I catch hell from her from the desk. Steve, we really are going to just do this deal. Will you stop?
You say you're doing it, you're doing it.
We're doing a deal.
And they don't always like it, but you still do it.
We got to do it. Some people need the help out there. Just do the deal.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the deal. Right now through the close of business Saturday, all day today, all day tomorrow through the close of business Saturday, every single brand new Chevrolet car or truck. And Steve, are you sure nothing held back?
Nothing held back. Penny over line, $310 on the invoice on new cars, 16s and 17s, Corvettes all the way down to Sparks, and $3,000 back in your pocket to do whatever you want with on every pre-owned car.
Nothing held back. Now, pre-owned automobile, if it's available for retail sale, really nothing held back, $3,000 cash back to the customer included with the purchase?
Absolutely.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the deal. The clock is ticking. If you say, well, what's the catch? What's the catch? What's the catch? There is no catch except for you have to be here by the close of business Saturday, October 29th, when Steve comes in and shuts the lights off, closes the doors, locks the gates, it's over. But in the meantime, you are going to get included with every single pre-owned automobile purchase, $3,000 cash back to do with as you see fit, trade amnesty, credit amnesty. And between now and the close of business Saturday, every brand new Chevrolet car, truck, SUV has this, 1 penny over line 310 of the factory invoice. Steve, those are a lot of deals with a big inventory.
You're absolutely right. And guess what?
What's that, Steve?
Philadelphia, come on down and we're going to just do the deal.
What about Delaware? Can you do it for them?
Delaware, come on down.
How about other places in Pennsylvania?
Lehigh Valley, where Kevin's from. Trenton, Camden, Atlantic City, Wilmington.
What does Steve say to all those folks?
Come on down, just do the deal.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't miss out. Don't hesitate. It is the end of the month spectacular. Yeah, I know there's spectaculars, but this is a spectacular. It's right here at Philly's Chevy Giant. It's Gordon Chevrolet, 1 penny over the factory invoice on every brand new Chevrolet. Any pre-owned automobile, guess what? $3,000 cash back to you included with your purchase to do with whatever you want. Plus trade amnesty and credit amnesty. Only right here at Philly Chevy Giant. It's Gordon Chevrolet. Remember, it all ends Saturday at the close of business. When the last customer leaves, the doors are locked, the lot is locked up. Steve's going to say those magic words one more time.
Philadelphia, just do the deal.
We'll see you here at Gordon Chevrolet, Philly Chevy Giant.
Just do the deal.